Why are they this way? What is the attraction? What keeps us fascinated? This is our experience with the Yellow Deli. The restaurant chain, the Yellow Deli, is owned by a cult called the 12 Tribes. The 12 Tribes' beliefs resemble those of Christian fundamentalism. However, they believe that their Messiah, Yeshua, must return. Their goal is to produce an army of 144,000 virgins who will prepare the way for Yeshua's second coming by any means necessary. It's always so bad. What is up, Garrett Alert Nation? I'm doing a little vlog today. We're gonna be visiting a cult. So we're gonna see what that's all about. Hopefully this audio is good. Doesn't sound like a car. What's up?
Hi.
What's your channel?
Wimsi here. What's up, Wimsi Alert Nation?
Putting that in the bio. Go follow. My hair looks so fucking awful right now. Alright. Well, I'll see you guys in a bit. That's it, dude.
Can you eat inside it?
Yeah, it's a restaurant.
It says Wholesome Market.
Yeah, weird. We'll see.
Well, we'll see.
The main bartender guy, we're gonna call him Bartender 1, or we'll just call him Bartender.
Just so
we'll call him
Jebediah.
Yeah, let's call him Jebediah. Okay. Let's just call him Bartender. That's easy. And then we'll call him
Jebediah is so fitting.
Okay, Jebediah. We're calling this guy Jebediah, and then the other guy we'll call him David.
Okay.
So Jebediah is like, brother, I see you shaved your beard. And then David is like, I had a rash underneath it. And then Jebediah was like, Yeshua doesn't want you to shave. And then David was like, shoot. And then
okay.
And then David was like, there we go. David was like, I consulted our leader first, or whatever. Like, he didn't say our leader, but he said like, I consulted them first, or whatever.
He said them, or like the person's
I forget. He said the person's name, but like, I knew it was like probably like the leader guy. And then they're like, and then one of the people eating there was like, do you guys not shave your beards? And then he's like, you know, we all live in a community, and you know, we don't shave because, you know, people think that we're growing our beards, but really guys grow beards, and the only action that we would be doing is shaving. You're putting a sharp piece of metal to your face. And he's like, it's like, so clearly we're not supposed to be shaving because God didn't invent shaving.
But God invented circumcision. You should have asked if they were circumcised.
No, why the fuck would I ask if they were circumcised?
Because like God in the Bible like tells like Jewish people, I think, or he tells the people of Israel like, circumcise your children or they're dirty.
Yeah, but they don't. I mean,
that's literally like what's the word? It's mutilating a child.
Yeah.
But like shaving is crossing the line.
I don't know if they're circumcised because they don't go to doctors and stuff. So I can imagine if they were to be doing that, it would like get infected, and I think it's just too much of a risk. But to be fair, I think that if they were to circumcise a baby and then his dick rots off and he dies, they would be like, oh, God smited him. Yeah, no, they'd be like, it was meant to be. It was meant to be. So I don't know if they circumcised. That's actually a good question. Maybe next time.
That would have been, now I'm really curious, because like the hair thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I understand like the idea of it, because a lot of like religious people use that when it comes to like.
Did you see how the women that worked there were dressed?
Like homely as fuck.
They looked like they were because like the guys were just wearing like flannels and stuff, like, you know, but the women were wearing like the slender like bodysuits with like the big dress and then like that like handkerchief thing, and I'm like, holy shit, like that looks Amish as fuck.
Yeah. They looked like they were like gonna be part of one of those communities that like role plays, like the Pioneer Times. And
the butter churners.
Yeah, the guys just looked like they were on their way to like youth group ministry or something.
So they were talking about shaving, and then one of the customers was asking about oh, you know, so I heard that you guys grow all your food, and they're like, yeah, you know, we do communal living, you know, but it's not communism. They made sure to say it's not like communism, which is really funny. So they're like, yeah, you know, we do communal living, but it's not like communism. And they said, you know, we have our own animals, but they're a little too loud. I don't know like why, like we have animals, but they're way too loud. And it's like, and we grow our own food. We don't grow like grapefruit and stuff. We have to buy that.
About 7 to 8 minutes long. We have 2 properties that are right next to each other, and then we have one that's like a little, I don't know, I guess it's probably 5 houses down the road. So that one's kind of set apart a little bit, kind of on the corner, and the other 2 are right now.
Everybody gets a little house.
Yeah, so we rotate around just according to the need. Different families, you know, people have children, they start growing. We've had a couple houses on the hill before also that we had to rent larger at that time. It's just according to the need. We do have a little local gardens. We have a few animals on our property across town. It's a little bit more rural. Don't necessarily want to have our fields right here on the top of the hill. It would be, but they can get a little loud. It's not neighborhood. Well, we grow food. We're not. We have a farm across out in Valley Center, where we're a little bit more focused on agriculture. But we do have a home garden that grows quite a bit. We don't grow food exclusively. We're not like a farm to restaurant business.
And then you got back, and they were. I don't remember what they were talking about.
They were kind of talking about the food, and she was asking them about like it was kind of touching on like the cult aspects, but not really so much.
Yeah.
But she was asking him questions, so I kind of caught some of it, but it wasn't.
See, the
really
question you asked surprised me.
Which question?
The one about like, are you doing what you want to be doing?
Oh,
yeah,
because it just interested me.
Yeah, his response was insane.
No,
so we need to get to that later.
Okay.
What happened next?
He kept like, it felt like he was ignoring us a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, cause in the middle of like, after I got back, he was like answering her questions, but it just like, I don't know, it made me feel rejected because I was like, are we not like pretty enough to get like rizzed on by the cult members?
Yeah, I was like, come on, indoctrinate me already.
I know, like damn.
But then later we noticed there's like a name. Also, I took all of their pamphlets. They have a bunch of zines, so I took all the cult zines they had. So yeah, they're all like 12 tribes, brand new culture, all who believe.
I want to read that.
Yeah, so we'll get to those later. But we notice, you know, because the lamp. There's a light above us, and the light has like a basket on it, like as a lampshade. And it says like one of.
It said Issachar.
Issachar, which is like
It was the name of So I asked him like why it said why there was a name on it, and he said that all of the baskets had a different name because it's referencing the 12 tribes of Israel, I think.
The 12 children.
It was the 12 children of Jacob, which became the 12 tribes, which is what their cult is named after.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting, like a little like FNAF
Dude,
reference.
here's their freaking their prayer circle that they do.
I know. I'm trying to find our server in the pictures.
So he's talking to us about what the fuck is people?
Oh, yeah, they are. They're laying down.
That's crazy.
Look at that guy. That kind of looks like him.
I think that is him, bro.
Okay.
But they all are bearded.
Oh no.
Yeah, they all are bearded, and they all look like that. So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
But
I mean, yeah, like if you see what he looks like kind of, but I know that's not him.
yeah. So anyway,
So then he was explaining like where the name comes from and how like all of the tables are kind of a different reference to like some aspect of their religion,
which is based on Christianity, but it's not. I'll have like an animated segment going over their beliefs,
over their lore,
before this part. So
it'll kind of make more sense.
It'll kind of make more sense, but yeah, I remember he was talking about, you know, his beliefs and like the God and stuff, because we asked him about like the Issachar on the lamp.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you know, and we have a very loving God. And he's talking about like all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but part of your religion is like getting 40,000 virgins to kill themselves to reset their earth. Yes, they do. So their plan is they keep serving God, and then they'll be rewarded with 40,000 virgins, and then they'll sacrifice the 40,000 virgins all at once, and then the world will be reset, and they get to choose how it goes from then on, like in the Evangelion type shit.
So all they have to do is like bomb like a brownie convention. They can do it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
So anyway, so he's talking about, you know, their God and stuff, and then you ask him.
Well, you were asking him like about like where the furniture comes from and stuff, and he's like, well, we have different parts of, because they're like all across America, right?
Yeah.
So all of the different areas like specialize in a different thing. Like some of them make furniture, some of them do like metalworking and stuff. And so then I asked him like, do you kind of go where you're like, because Garrett started talking about how he builds like guitars, and like that's something that interests him, and he kind of made a comment like, well, I'm sure that's something you're interested in, like it's your choice to do it. And that made me think like, do y'all not have a choice in like what you do?
That's why
so I was like, do you get to go where you're like specialized in, or is it kind of assigned to you just randomly? And so then if you want to like explain his tangent.
Yeah, so his response to that was actually kind of spooky.
Yeah.
He was like,
it was something weird.
Yeah,
like very vague.
I think it was like I know where that question's coming from, because I know he said something like that. He was
he didn't though.
Dude, I swear he did.
I swear he didn't.
He was like, I see your question, or something like that.
He said like, I can give you like. It almost seemed to me like as if he didn't feel like qualified to answer it.
Yeah.
As in like he knew it was probably touching on like
stuff,
an aspect of like it would portray it in a negative light to most people, and so he wanted to choose his words really carefully, which he did, but it was still like, this shit's fucking crazy.
So he started off his big tangent with like, you know, so our society is based around freedom. And you see, we have too much freedom these days. You know, people can even pick their gender.
And he's like, and it's not a choice.
And he's like, really, it's not a choice. We're living in a society now where that's like, you can still hear stuff like that, but it's funny to hear it from a server. You know, it's really weird to hear it from someone who's feeding you.
Yeah.
He's like, so yeah, our society's based around freedom, and you know, we have too much freedom these days, and
that's a fucking crazy ass statement. When he opened with like, freedom is bad, essentially, I was just like, oh wow.
And, you know, we have a freedom of choice, and you know, I found that my life is more fulfilling instead of using the freedom of choice. I sacrifice my freedoms to serve others, the tribe, and my God. And
the way he worded it though was very like cunning, because he kind of was like, I lived a life where like I had all of my choices open to me, and I would just do it for my own selfish pleasure. And he's like, but I found I had the greatest reward when I used my freedom of choice to
work at a deli.
No. To work at a deli. To work at Subway. No, to like, when I use my freedom of choice to take away that choice. But he was still phrasing it like he had freedom, because like just full out being like, I don't have any control over my life is like very off-putting to people, and he's still trying to kind of like reel us in a little bit. But he worded it like I was using my freedom to let others take control of my life, is basically what he said. And I thought that was very like cleverly put. Like it was very like, he was, I take back what I said at the beginning, because when he was like talking to that girl at the beginning and like answering her questions, he was kind of like floundering a little bit when it came to like the food, it sounded like. And so I was like, oh, he's definitely not their recruiter. But after like his answers to us, I was kind of like, okay, I see why people get sucked in, because he chose his words very carefully, very intentionally. So
very, very like, it's weird talking to someone who's like so submissive like that, like to where like others, well, no, it's like his life is, he can't choose what happens in his life.
Did you ever like go to church as a kid? I know your family was.
Well, yeah, I used to go to church with you here and there,
but like
not
regularly.
Not regularly, no. I was never a regular church goer.
Okay, I only brought that up because like the way that he was phrasing it, it did remind me like, because a lot of like Christianity is based around like, at least in my experience, is based around like devoting your life to God and putting it in His hands. So in that aspect, like some of the things he was saying did sound kind of familiar to me, because it's all about like God gives us freedom, but we show our love to Him by telling Him like, you have control over my life, basically. And so like when you make choices that are pleasing to God of your own volition, it's better than just like God just making you obey Him, you know what I mean? So like in that aspect, I kind of understood what he was getting at, but it's just really weird with the context of like, but it's not for a higher power, it's like for Gary, the guy in charge or whatever his name is, you know? Like it's like weird in that aspect.
Yeah.
So like it kind of wasn't like completely out of nowhere for me, so that's why I was wondering like
it is for a higher power, but dude, this is fucking crazy.
Shut up.
Are you ready for what's coming? And it's his family like right by a tornado storm combo.
That's crazy.
Dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Why are they all? Oh yeah, and she's on her phone and he's on his newspaper, and they're playing with sand instead of laboring away. Like, jeez.
What?
One short life. This is not a tract. This is an invitation. This looks like it's like about abortion, maybe.
But how did they make these graphics if they can't have like the internet and stuff?
Well, you can use MS Paint without using the internet.
That's true.
I mean, like, I know that their leader. I mean, they have telephones, but I know their leader has a cell phone. So yeah.
So that guy we were talking to didn't have.
No. I was actually when he came over, I was looking at his pockets to see if there's anything in it, and there wasn't. There was no bulge. Okay, that
Probably
sounded wrong.
Someone needs to clip that and just like use it.
I was looking at his pants and I didn't see a bulge.
Just saying.
I was looking at his pockets and I didn't see like evidence that there's a phone in there.
He came over and like looked at my phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was because I had it plugged in charging.
Yeah. And he was like, is this case like? Is it? He thought it was like an actual.
Yeah.
You know, like if you were to show anyone like if you show anyone modern this, they would know that this is just a case.
Yeah.
But he was like, so does this work? Does this do anything?
He's like, I've never seen anything like that before.
Seen anything like
and I was
that
like, oh, it's
before.
just my phone. And he's like, how does it work? And I was like, oh, it's like a modern phone. And I showed him like the front.
Yeah.
And he was just like, so does the case work? And I was like, no. I was like, it's just a case.
So yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, but that's kind of what opened the door, I feel like, to us asking him about, because then after we asked about the lantern, because I was feeling ignored by him. I was feeling like he didn't
ignored.
want us. I was like, what about
especially
us?
when we were at the bar too.
Yeah,
I was like, we're right in front of this guy.
Right?
Yeah, I was like, we were right in front of this guy, and he was not. But
He
that
did
was
seem
it.
annoyed at the beginning.
He seemed annoyed,
Yeah.
but I would be annoyed too if I was working and not getting paid.
But then he was like, I love it here.
Yeah, and I was seeing it everywhere, and I also was hearing when you were in the bathroom. I was hearing it a lot too. I love you. They were saying I love you to each other, the two cult members, and
I
stuff.
want what they have.
But you know,
Was it two guys saying it?
yeah, which I find
Are they
really
homophobic?
They are. I'm pretty sure. I mean, we love you. You know, it
Yeah.
says it on the menus. It says it on.
Oh, show them this. This one.
Oh yeah.
In addition to the "we love you," it's like, y'all, please come.
Also, I found this funny. I don't know if this is like intentional or it's like or coincidental irony, but their mascot on everything is a sheep.
I just thought of that.
Yeah, and you know, like they're like following this cult like they're sheep.
That's so funny. But also, like, Christianity does that too.
Yeah, every religion you could say does that, but like.
You know what? Mariah Carey does that too.
Has she?
Yeah, we're called the Lamely, her fans.
Okay, yeah, but okay.
Now I feel like a sheep.
No, it's fine. But like, you know, you're not like.
Wake up, sheeple.
Yeah.
Oh, also, they have like a weird thing against glasses, right? And so like I wear these to see when I'm driving, so I wore them inside just to see if they do anything. And they didn't comment on it, but the guy like that was taking our order, or like the guy at the front that was like seating us, he kept staring at me, and I was like, do you want to say something?
Yeah.
So maybe they were already like, we've got intruders.
Yeah. All right, hold on. She just found this. A great storm of deception is heading our way. Okay, can you read that?
This whole thing?
Yeah, just read it.
Who would not admit that we live in troubled times? So much is going wrong in this world. From environmentalists and scientists to social and political activists, conspiracy theorists, even health and food gurus or religious leaders, that's a major ass run-on sentence, are all trying to alert the world to what they think the problem is. And everyone is looking for solutions. Or perhaps someone to solve the problems. And that's exactly how the deception starts to work its way in. Think about it. You would never be deceived if there were not something in the deception that appeals to you. Concerning the world's problems, most of us either feel that we have no solution or we don't really want to pay the price when it comes down to actually doing something about it. So it's appealing to us that someone else would take care of it. Boring. What is he trying to say, though?
He's saying that like health and food gurus and religious leaders are bad, which is funny because they're religious cult.
You're my favorite coin. Want you to dink on my face. Take a doink on my chest. Yeah. Ding doink, you're my favorite coin. Why don't you come on over? Take pictures of my feet. Yeah.